slightly hungover after a fun night last night. And we'll talk about those NFL games in a little bit. But Tyler, this is the NBA Rundown. Uh, Tyler Hicks is my co-host. We are on the Nuke the House YouTube channel, and we'll get into that NFL here in a bit. But as well as NFL, we also have the NBA today. Overall thoughts on what's going on with the association? I see we have a wacky injury report. Maybe the day after the Thanksgiving wasn't the best day for this NBA tournament to continue, but what are your overall thoughts here, Tyler?
Yeah, man, it's been a fun season. We picked it up on what was it? It would have been Wednesday night. Went 5-2 on that big card. You were worried about all the favorites. They got us home. I made one bad call with the Jazz, thinking that they were the better of the bad teams versus the Blazers, and the Blazers.
Yeah, we broke your rule there. We're not two bad teams.
Yeah, and the Blazers decided they were going to make some shots that game and ran away with the lead. But other than that, we got everything else home, so it was a good night. We're going to build on that. 10 games tonight. I seen some trend. I'll go back and I sent it to you on Twitter, I believe. I'll read that off real quick. It's something big about the day after Thanksgiving. Let me see if I can find
it. Is it all unders?
No, it's like all favorites.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you look that up.
Yeah, while I'm looking for that, see if I can find it.
I'm going to set up the card here right now. The Boston Celtics are -5 in Orlando, taking on the upstart Magic. The Magic, of course. Tyler, we should have taken the dog there. That was one of the favorites we didn't like. We should have pulled the trigger because we both kind of like the Magic. Not only did they cover the 4-point spread, they got the win straight up against the defending champion Denver Nuggets. Now they're going to face another top team in the Orlando Magic. This time they're catching 5, not 4, on a total of 224. This game tips off in about 90 minutes, and I want to play the first half under. I mean, I'm just basically a hangover angle. I'm kind of dragging today too. What do you think, Tyler? Or do we just get screwed because they all just stand around and take turns just running to the basket?
I mean, you could get that. I mean, the trends point towards an under 2-7 in the last 9 for Boston and 1 under. Their last 10 combined scores is 211.7. The last 3 is 209. So It looks like this should be a lower scoring game. Drew Holiday's out. Wendell Carter's still out. Markelle Fultz is still out. You have Al Horford starting for Drew Holiday, so they're kind of back to their old lineup from last year.
Mm-hmm.
I lean towards Orlando with how they played. And remember, they gave Boston a lot of fits last year. I think the length of that team gives us a problem.
Yeah, remember they kept beating them?
Yeah, I think it's just a weird matchup for them. I lean Orlando, probably won't play the side in this early game. I like your look on the first half under. I'm willing to double dip and take the full game under too, because 222, they really don't score that many points. And the defense Orlando's going to play is going to try and slow down Boston. They're going to try and win with their defense. And we think they keep this game close. It's going to be lower scoring. It's not going to be them keeping up in a high-paced game. So I like the unders here. First half.
Yeah, I think I want to take the points here, Tyler. What was that deal with the favorites, though, that you found?
I can't find it yet. I'm still looking.
All right.
Well, you look for something on Twitter and you're trying to type in the keyword and get the tweet to pop up. Just can't remember the account it came off of.
Yeah. Just send those to me next time.
Yeah,
usually I send them to you if I want to read it on the show.
I'll find it before the show.
I want to make if that trend isn't too bad, I want to make this Magic game a play. I want to play the under and the side.
I don't know if I want to double dip on the side exactly as much as I want to double dip on the total.
Okay. Well, let's wait for that trend, and I'm betting both. So I just got 113 and it's 222. So what could go wrong, right?
We're going to. That's about it.
Yeah. All right. I could go 0-3 though, because oh my gosh, I forgot I got to log back in. Because I think I'm going to play this +5 as well. The Phoenix Suns are -7. They're in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. The total is 223.5. Tyler, I don't know why my trends like the Grizzlies. What have the Grizzlies done to make me excited about this game? I mean, I just don't understand why I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't like the Grizzlies one bit here.
I don't want to play the Suns, though. Do you?
If I think they win the game, I'm not laying 7.
Yeah, performance level.
Yeah, well, KD's already listed questionable for this game. That was I think he hit the injury report earlier this morning. Let's see what time that happened. I believe it was just a couple hours ago. Yeah, 1.6 hours ago on Basketball Monster, he had a Q tag with a right foot soreness. This could be one of those weird games where he sits after how he's played. Do they play back-to-back tomorrow? No, they don't. Or maybe he's hungover and he doesn't want to play a day after Thanksgiving. But Memphis can't guard guards. Bane's also questionable. And when you look at stats for point guards against Memphis, I wrote this down. Where is this at? Point guards versus Memphis average 24 points, 4 threes, 8 assists per game. Centers average 14.4 rebounds against Memphis. Give me Nurkic double-double and win. Give me Devin Booker 8+ assists and win, 25+ points and win. If Durant's out, you maybe take a shot on the 30+. Maybe even take a shot on a triple-double on Booker because he's gotten close a couple times this year.
All right. Do we care about these tournament implications?
What exactly?
Now I'm doing the same thing.
What exactly are the implications? Because I know,
and I found it earlier, and now I'm, like you said, scrolling trying to find it.
It's that. Doesn't LA have this side locked up?
They have clinched, but I don't know if they have it locked up. Dang it. All right. We'll continue, and I'll find those. Let me break down the next game. Dang it. How do I not find this? I was just looking at it. It wasn't as exciting as I thought. I'll tell you that much.
Implications of in-season tournament games today. Celtics clinch with a win. T-Wolves clinch with a win. Kings clinch with a win and Warriors lost. Nuggets clinch with a win and Pelicans lost. Pelicans clinch with a win and Rockets lost.
What do we have for the Suns and the Grizzlies? Grizzlies are already eliminated, right?
Yeah, Grizzlies already eliminated. Suns they're just playing to get what would be the two spot in their bracket, because there's just one team from every group makes it out.
Yeah, but there's 2 wild cards.
I'd have to pull up all the point differentials and all that. They'd actually look and see if they have a shot.
When I had it this morning, and now I can't find it.
LA's already punched the ticket.
And now I find it, and it doesn't even have anything for Phoenix here.
Yeah, because I don't think they can do anything. LA's already clinched the spot.
I had one for Phoenix. Anyways, let's move on to the next game. We don't want to bet it, right?
No.
I mean, my projections even have the total dead on. They tell you take the Grizzlies. We're not taking the Grizzlies. All right. The Chicago Bulls are +5 in Toronto taking on the Raptors. Tyler, my projections have this game by 6. We like the Raptors at home. We like to fade the Bulls. Why would we not bet this?
No, I think this is the spot we bet. I think it's a good matchup for Toronto. I think they give that Chicago team fits. You just look at the way they match up. They got a lot more length. They can guard the guys like DeRozan and Levine. Levine might not even play in this game, too. So that's another one to keep an eye on. I think he might be working his way out of Chicago. We all know that. So he might have played his last game in Chicago. Kobe White's also got a Q tag, and he scored a lot of points for them recently. Had to be an offensive guy down for them. So, yeah, I like Toronto here. I think they win the game. Some prop books I have. Power forwards have smashed Chicago, 24 points, 13 rebounds per game. That could be Siakam right there. Or centers. Jakob Poeltl could be in a good spot right here. The centers versus Vucevic averaged 23 points and 16 rebounds. You're telling me Jakob Poeltl can't get a double-double in this spot? I think that's a perfect spot to get one.
Fantastic. All right, looks like we are aligned on that one as we both like the Rockets. Sorry for bouncing around, guys. This is the day after Thanksgiving show. Phoenix is eliminated if one of the following occurs: a Phoenix loss and a Pelicans win and Denver win, a Phoenix loss, a Timberwolves win and a Golden State win, Phoenix loss plus point differential, New Orleans Pelicans win, Denver win. So basically the Pelicans and the Nuggets win by margin, they're both eliminated. And if the Timberwolves and the Warriors win by margin, they're both eliminated. So Phoenix they don't control their own destiny here.
Which tells me they don't care anymore, and that's why KD's Q tag popped up an hour ago. He's gonna sit, take a break. Booker goes nuts. If they win, they win. If they get in, they get in. In the end, they can care less at this point, I think.
I love Clyde putting us on the big screen. I've done that a couple times too. It's pretty fun. Here's my argument though. If they do play, I think it's easier to lay it with the Suns here, knowing that they need that point differential.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's just say we see that they're in. Well, we know that point differential is going to matter because the two scenarios where they won, point differential came into it. So maybe a little easier to lay that 7 points than we originally thought. But let's go ahead and wait on that game. I'm sorry, we're bouncing all around, but you like the Pirtle double and win, right?
Yeah.
Did I do this Houston game wrong? Oh, no, I didn't. What the heck? I'm sorry. I'm throwing in the projections right now, and it's going to tell me to take Houston over Denver. We'll get to that game, though, in order. I like the Raptors. You like the Pirtle double. I'm going to lay it, and you think the performance double is a good shot here. The New York Knicks, why is this line 5.5, Tyler? Why is it 6? Who's missing?
Bam's got a Q tag, and he missed last game.
Okay, well, that makes sense then, right? He's such a big deal to that team. So if he's out, this number makes sense to me. But right now, my numbers are going to tell me to take the Heat, but I ran it with him in there. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay away from this game. When I first initially looked at the game, I thought the same thing, like Heat plus 5.5. Even like with the Bam Q tag, I think he plays, but I don't want to try and bet that news and then he's out because I think if he's out, Miami really doesn't have a shot. You're not going to be able to stop the offensive rebounding for the Knicks. The Knicks have actually played very well against Miami at home, and they've done very well at home recently. They're 10-4 in their last 14 at home. I probably just stay away from this one. The total's too low for me to play in under 2. Like the last 3 combined matchups was 204 combined points, but those were also playoff matchups, so can't take much from those. That's probably just a complete stay away for me.
Okay, and that's fine. I say we wait for the news. If Bam's in there, I love the points there.
Yeah, Bam's in. Give me the points down to 3.5.
All right.
Once you get below that, I probably just stay away because I still think the Knicks can win this game.
Let's keep it moving, Tyler. The Indiana Pacers have been going over every single game. That is reflected in the total here of 243.5. Tyler, people keep betting this down because they think the Pistons are so bad. I think it doesn't matter if you're playing 10 seconds per possession here. My projections have not caught on to what the Pacers are doing yet.
This was 249 last night when I put it on the playbook.
Yeah, let's play it at over 243.
Can I talk you into just an Indiana Pacers team total? Because I've gotten screwed by the Detroit Pistons way too many times this year. And if anyone's going to do it, it's the team that absolutely has no three-point shooters.
What do I got? A 125?
Yeah, let me see what I got.
That's what I have.
Yeah, 125.5. I'd rather do that. I get the whole let's bet it until it ends, but like, you know, when the football team's on a streak and they run into like the number 1 ranked team, it's like, yeah, the streak was cool and all, but this is probably where the streak dies. The over streak was cool and all, but probably dies when you play a team that can't shoot and can't help you.
Okay. I think I'll bet both.
I could see both cashing, but I'd rather just key in on Indiana in this matchup. Any other team in the NBA not named Detroit or Portland, I'm just clicking the over button.
All right, I'm putting Pacers team total 125 on the sheet right now. All right. I'll put that in my portfolio.
Should we wait? Halliburton sprained right wrist injury, Q tag, Nemrod.
Yes, let's wait. I'm taking that off.
Questionable.
Okay, let's wait. If Halliburton doesn't play, we're screwed. That's probably why the number's dropping. It doesn't make sense that all these sharp people would just keep betting under on this team that's setting records.
Yeah.
They have to have some injury news there.
Did you guys trade the wrong point guard, or are you just kind of like, I don't want to look at that anymore? We're good. Like, it worked out for both teams.
I mean, if De'Aaron Fox wasn't so good, it would be easy to say that, but he's freaking good.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I say he is the best point guard in the league. And when I say
but
that,
let's just rate the players that play the point guard position.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Is like, Steph, Shea, then Fox. I mean, who's better than him?
I think it might go Steph, Shea, then Hallie.
Okay, fine. Even if you give me Hallie, I still got the 4th best point guard, right?
Yeah,
like, who else is better than Fox? Like now.
I'm just trying to run it through my head. I'm not trying to find somebody.
I know. I mean, You could maybe argue LaMelo Ball, but I think I'd rather have De'Aaron Fox. I know Ball's probably numbers are more
You can't
impressive.
argue. You can't argue the likes of Dame anymore. What about Ja?
He's close, but just because of the
He's
intangibles,
in
I
that
give it to
5.
Fox.
I'd say
I mean, do you want the guy
guy.
running around who keeps getting suspended, or do you want the guy who's at home with his wife, right? I mean, just on your team.
I'd say it's those 5 guys are your best 5 point guards in the league.
Okay, so I mean, my point is that.
Or what do we consider Luka? Is he a point guard?
I mean, if he's a point guard, then he's better.
Yeah, then he's 1, Steph's 2.
But I don't think he is. Does he play point guard? I mean, Kyrie's listed as the point guard, right? I mean, Kyrie's listed as their point guard, though.
Yeah, well, then it's the question of where does he come in on this list?
I'd rather have Fox and Kyrie Irving at this point of their careers.
I think that's a close one.
All right. The Washington Wizards are plus 13 in Milwaukee, taking on the Bucks. Tyler, let me take this Indiana out of my thing as we're waiting for that. Milwaukee. Oh, it's down to plus 12. Total's 245. I got this as a 14-point game and 238. I'm not playing an under with the Wizards, and I don't really feel like jumping on a 12-point spread. Do you have any props?
It maybe take some Dame, like a 25-plus point win, 30-plus point win. Giannis has got a Q tag with an illness. I still think he plays, but if he doesn't, it could just be a Dame-led Bucks team that's just hucking threes with the defensive guys in the middle. I still think they win the game, though. Washington is absolutely putrid as a team.
Well, yeah, they'll win, but they're 12-point favorites. All right, let's move on. Screw that game, right?
Yeah, well, that's why I said I would play it through the performance doubles instead.
Even then, what are you going to get? Giannis double win minus 150?
No, I'm not touching any Giannis. I'd play the Dame ones because Giannis has a Q tag.
Okay. If they're both playing, do you still play the Dame ones?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're learning because I wouldn't have thought that.
He's getting guarded by Jordan Poole. How much guarding is Jordan Poole going to do tonight?
How much does he ever do?
Exactly.
Such a ridiculous contract. Jason Graham says, how about Kuzma passing so much lately? 13 and 10 assists the last 2 games.
That's not a bad look.
Yeah.
You could
I like to ride those little player prop streaks for while they last. And then they'll adjust. In the regular season, you can ride them a lot longer, though. All right, Tyler. This was the one that I had to do a double take, putting these numbers in here. My numbers like this, the Rockets straight up against the Nuggets. I know the Nuggets have been bad on the road, but does this make any sense to you? You're muted.
No, it's a weird matchup, I think. I lean towards I want to be on the Rockets. The Nuggets just don't look the same without Jamal Murray there. The pieces around Jokic, like, yeah, they have their games, but at the same time, those guys go very cold from the outside at times. Houston's very well coached. Şengün's just a smaller version of Jokic and a younger version right now. I think Denver keeps it close the entire game, but I think in the end, Houston's going to pull this game out. And my boy caught fire last game spread. It's been your boy leading the way, Şengün. But Udoka got in Jalen Green's ear last game. He dropped like 25 points in the second half, dunked on the reigning defensive player of the year, Jaren Jackson. We know these guys, when they catch fire, they just keep continuing to go. I think he comes in. He's the dominating guard in this game and just scores a shit ton of points. And that's what, in the end, propels Houston to a victory in this game.
It just shows how much basketball is a team game, because as good as Jokic is, and at this point, it's hard to really find someone who doesn't agree that he's the best player in the NBA.
And the reason why we love him so much is partially the same reason why they're losing some of these games right now.
Passing?
And it's that, and it's not. Him and LeBron had the same thing, like when LeBron was younger, and everyone wanted to be like, "Oh, well, why wouldn't you shoot that shot?" It's like, well, he made the right basketball play. Jokic is always going to make the right basketball play regardless of who's on the floor with him. And some of these guys just aren't like really good right now or can't hit outside shots at times. So he's kicking it to these guys and they're just clanking shots off the rim, letting the other team come back to where he should be like, all right, I'm just going to pound the ball inside and drop 40 in these games without Jamal.
So are we taking the Rockets?
I think we should.
Okay. 2 underdogs for me. Let's go. Yeah, see how well that worked out yesterday. The Sacramento Kings are now plus 3.5. It's in Minnesota. They're taking on the Timberwolves. Total's 229.5. T-Wolves Brazil is my enemy tonight, Tyler.
That's
The
not
last
fun.
thing I want to do is open up Twitter and see some gif of a dog doing weird things. What are the chances of that happening?
I think they're pretty high.
I think so too. The projections like the T-Wolves.
Remember we talked about it? It was like when they played the Pelicans, it was like what's like the worst matchups for the Kings around the leagues? And we were like
big players.
It would be New Orleans, and we were like, oh, probably the Lakers. Well, we completely glossed over that Minnesota's probably like right in that boat and a very terrible matchup for them.
They've also been fantastic at home. Their home splits are just stupid this year.
Yeah, they've been great at home. The defense they're going to lock in. Ant's going to have his way with these wings for the Kings. Keegan Murray's still out. That's a big piece. They just dominate on the inside. Gobert and Cat too. They're going to have the size advantage. I'm on Minnesota here. I think they win this game rather easily.
I agree with you. Projections agree with you. We got 2 dogs and a favorite so far, as well as an under. All right, Tyler, feeling a little better about the way this card's shaping up. But see, that's how it works, right? Do you remember how uncomfortable I was on Friday or Wednesday, and we go 5-2?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember I hated it? I didn't even want to look at the scores at work. I haven't told because some of the guys there, like, they understand gambling, right? And I'm like, oh, we got a bunch of favorites today. I was like, I don't even want to look at these scores, and I like specifically waited till like 6 or 6:30, right? My game started at 4:00, just because I was like, I don't even want to see. I just felt like it could be a disaster, and it ended up being a great day for us. So maybe me feeling good about this card isn't a good sign here as we continue to add these plays. Let's talk about we're right. We're doing pretty good time. San Antonio Spurs are plus 9.5. They're in Golden State. They're taking on the Warriors. Total's 235.5. My projections, like the Warriors, the Spurs have arguably been the worst team in the NBA. What are your thoughts here, Tyler?
They might have been arguably the worst. They give up a shit ton of points, which makes me lean towards the over here.
Mm-hmm.
But is this Warriors team missing like a lot of their pieces? Should they be laying 9.5 to anyone?
Good question.
I don't think they should. I think I'm going to be on the Spurs here plus the points. Could they win the game? It's the NBA. Yes, they could. I don't think Golden State really cares about this in-season tournament. They want their guys back. Draymond's still out.
Aren't they pretty much already done?
Yeah, they're pretty much done.
Let me pull this back up. I saved it now.
Yeah, they're pretty much done.
Golden State is eliminated if one of the following occurs. They lose.
Yeah. So
I guess they're not. I guess they're not dead yet, though.
Yeah, but I just don't think they really care. So I think they win the game. I lean towards the over with the Spurs giving up all those points. But I don't think the Warriors win this game by margin. I think Victor's going to have his way with these guys in the front court. Who's really going to guard him? They're going to try and put a guy like Looney on him who's not going to want to come out of the paint. Victor could just rain home threes. That could keep this game close. You put a guy like Saric on him. He's quick enough to go around him. Victor's going to be a very, very weird matchup for this Warriors team. Bigs have smashed this team all year. Now you get a unicorn big rolling in here. This could be his big, big outcoming game. Like, everyone already knows who he is. Everyone's seen him play very well. I think this could be like your 35 points, 14 rebounds, 2 blocks. And it's like, whoa, that was what we could see when he's at like full go. So I don't mind taking some shots on like his alt props. His 30+ points is 8-1. Steph's 40+ points is 6.5-1. You could have a little fun parlay there because they ain't stopping him tonight either. So lean towards the Spurs with the points and lean towards the over, like some Victor props.
All right, I'm probably staying away from that one. I'm just not ready to take the Spurs yet.
How about Greg Popovich the other night?
I don't have a comment on that.
No comment?
Go ahead. Let me hear it.
I was just gonna say it was funny how the crowd he got on the mic and everyone went quiet for like that split second, He
Yeah.
was like, everyone stop booing. We're not like that. And everyone like looked at him and they just booed louder.
Yeah. I kind of agree with him, and I kind of agree with the people that just kept booing. It's like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
But the amount that guys make, I don't think they care about getting booed. Right? Like, what's the
Yeah.
big deal? It's kind of fun, actually.
That was just the old man.
Like when you watch wrestling, they like boo for fun, you know? Like they have like a great time.
They pump all
Like,
the
I don't think
boos.
it's like the biggest deal. It's not like they were like pelting him with like rotten tomatoes or doing anything that would inflict his safety.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of understood, like, yeah, kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's like it wasn't that big a deal to stop a freaking game. Maybe say something about it in the post game, right? You don't need to stop the game. All right. The Clippers are -5. They're taking on the Pelicans. The total is 226.5. Tyler, I don't know what to make of either of these teams, and my projections love the Clippers here. What the heck?
Was that my cue to go? Or
Yeah, what the heck? Why? I mean, Clippers.
I thought you were going to keep going. That was just a weird way to end it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm confused by this game, and I'm confused by both these teams. Here's my issue here. This is one of my biggest edges on the board, but I also don't trust my valuation of either of these teams. The Clippers have gotten much better since moving Westbrook to the bench, but it's like such a small sample. And then the Pelicans, is that the most inconsistent?
Haven't they played the Spurs in both games since he's moved to the bench too?
No, one of them was the Rockets.
I thought he was still in the starting lineup for that one.
I don't remember. I'm sorry. I didn't think he was, but I could be wrong.
I'll go back and double check. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, that it was just the 2 San Antonio games that he was not in the starting lineup for.
All right. Well, let's check this Pelicans line. Number one, I'm surprised this line's so big, and then number two, I'm surprised that my projections liked it. You got that lineup that you love starting.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the spot we take the Pelicans. I mean, you just look at what they've done in their recent games. Beat Dallas by 21, beat Denver by 5, lost by 1 to a Minnesota team, crushed the Kings 129-93, came back, beat them again by 5. That defensive lineup gives teams all kinds of trouble. Westbrook was out of the starting lineup for that Houston game, but it took a Hail Mary 3 in the end that Harden hit that ended up being a 4-point play that won them that game. They won by 6 in the end due to a couple free throws at the end too, but then they beat up on the Spurs 2 times, which is like scrimmages. Now you get this crazy defense coming in here. I'm on the Pelican spread. Give me the +5. I think they win the game outright too. I think this is a great matchup for them. And I think this is the comeback down to earth for the Clippers.
All right, this is the one spot where I don't really want to go against the projection.
New Orleans 10-1 ATS in their last 11 against the Clippers, 9-1 straight up in their last 10 against the Clippers.
All right, you're making a good point. I mean, the only thing I have going for the
Look
Clippers
at the way they match up.
projections.
Like Kawhi's going to want to pound it into the paint, get his little post spots. He usually is able to muscle guys out of the way. Good luck muscling that refrigerator named Zion out of the way. Paul George is going to have a guy like Herb Jones chasing him around the perimeter. That's a bad matchup. Dyson Daniels is a young guy that can just be all over James Harden. Zubac and Joval just beat each other up down low. And Ingram's just kind of hanging out in the middle, hoping one of Paul George and Kawhi can stop him. So I'm taking the Pelicans.
All right. Well, it's definitely quite the different day today as we have a card full of underdogs here. And I can't really argue that except for my projections. But like I said earlier, I don't feel solid about how I'm predicting these teams. So great matchup points there for the Pelicans.
Right back. I got dogs making noise upstairs.
Okay. Well, we're about to be done too. So that's the whole card. We're going to give out the best bets. My favorite, I hate to go against my Kings, but I like the Timberwolves -3.5. I also do like on that game coming up, the unders in that Magic game. So as Tyler comes on the way back here, I'll let you guys know. So what we're going to do is we'll take a quick break and we'll be back at 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'll go ahead and we'll start the NFL Talking Touchdown show. And of course, JC will be on there, and we'll look ahead to the weekend. we'll talk about yesterday's game. So that's going to be in a half hour. But Tyler, I gave out my best bet. I made it the Timberwolves -3.5. You can have the rest of the board.
Here, let me pull it back up for a second. Our dog tries to climb this one like shoe stand we have into the kitchen and over the gate. Heard stuff hitting the floor. Had to make sure she can get in the kitchen.
Yeah.
My best bet for today will be give me the Pelicans +5 and their money line. Sprinkle on the money line. If you want to take a fun one, take like a Zion 25+ and they win here. Get a nice price on
right. I like the T-Wolves -3.5. Tyler likes the Pelicans +5. Nuke the house.